welcome back to the Sweet Star Candle YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be trying out a star column mold from BrambleBerry and also making some soap for my small business. Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know my candle wax melt and jelly wax melt now shop is going to be linked at the top of the description if you want to support the channel. Now let's get into the video. So I ordered this mold about 2 weeks ago. I'm planning to use it for this candle and wax melt idea, my cosmic candy. So I want to make a yellow star, so this is the mold that I got, and I want to have the pink background as you can see in the candle and wax melt. So this will kind of match the collection. So I ordered this from BrambleBerry, and it's a 2-part mold, and they kind of connect together, interlocking pieces. And I kind of just wanted to review this for you guys in case you were interested in purchasing this for yourself. And also just making some soap, since this was my plan to begin with this mold. So they kind of interlock together, just like that. So this mold will hold 3.7 ounces of soap based on from their website. So I'm going to clean this out with some isopropyl alcohol first, just to make sure there's no debris. So I plan on selling this soap. This will be my first time using a kind of column mold. I'm going to be using my goat milk soap base for this soap. So hopefully that goes well with this mold and it doesn't cause any problems. So I've got it wiped down with alcohol. I'll let the alcohol dry. I'm just going to interlock these pieces again. It feels really sturdy once all the sides are kind of clicked together. So there we go. I'm going to measure out 3.7 ounces of my goat milk soap base, and I will be right back. So I've got my 3.7 ounces of soap base measured out. This was the soap block that I used. It's just a soap base that can just be melted down, melt and pour. Here's a label, but I'll have the link down below. This is a very nourishing soap base since it's goat milk. So now it's time to color this soap. This soap needs to be pretty bright yellow. Got my soap colorant over here, and I'm going to use this color called lemon, but yellow. And I'm going to use 3 drops of this. I want it to be pretty bright. I'm not going to add any mica powder to this. I know you guys are probably shocked, but I want it to be a very clean soap. Even though mica powder doesn't hurt you, I just want it to be just the soap base and the color, just so I can see how that goes, and then when I get more comfortable with it, I will definitely probably be adding mica powder. So I'm going to get this melted down, and I will be right back. So my soap is about 213 degrees Fahrenheit. Haven't mixed it yet. All melted down. I'm going to add my fragrance oil. This is my cosmic candy scent. It's like a very sweet fruity scent. Strawberries, raspberries, and a little bit of jasmine. Let me get that mix in there. And the way that I calculated my fragrance oil was I took what my fragrance oil manufacturer said was a good amount for, it'll say like skin or soap on their website. So I took that amount and measured it out, and I converted it to grams so it was more precise, and that was how I got my fragrance oil. And if you guys want a specific video on how to measure fragrance oil for soap or candles, just let me know down below and I can definitely make that video. But once I get this all mixed together, I'm going to pour into my mold. I kind of held it up a little bit of a janky way, but I've got my mold in between my pretty heavy soap block and then my silicone mold box, and it's standing up pretty good. So that way I can just pour the soap right down the middle of it and it should be good. So I'll be right back once this is cooled down just a little bit. So I've let my soap cool down just a little bit, and I really mixed my fragrance oil in there. So I'm going to pour into my star mold. I'm gonna let this mold sit overnight and I will be right back tomorrow. So let the mold sit overnight and it's time to unmold it. None of it leaked anywhere, so that was really good. Now it's time to, I guess, try to fit this into this mold. I'm going to clean this out with some isopropyl alcohol so there's no debris in it. So I just marked my soap where I need to cut. So my goal with this is to try to get this in the middle of the mold the best I can. So I'm going to pour a little bit of my magenta soap and then top it off with some more magenta soap. So now my next step is I'm going to be measuring out about 47.16 ounces of soap base. I'm just going to round that up to 50 ounces just to make sure that I have enough soap. So I'm going to get that measured out and I'll be right back. So I got my goat milk base measured out. This is 50 ounces. It's probably slightly more than I need, but I just want to make sure that this loaf fills up completely. I'm going to add my color to this. I want this to be a very, here, let me get a candle so you can see the reference color. So here is the reference. I can get as close as I can to this magenta pink color. That would be my goal. So let's see. I might do pink and red together. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 3 drops rose and 3 drops pink. And then if it's too rosy or too pink, I can adjust after it's melted down. But this is a lot of soap, so I'm going to start with 3 drops of each. I'm going to get this melted down and I will be right back. So I've got my soap base melted down. And the pink is like a baby pink and it needs to be a little bit darker. So I picked out some different colors I think would be okay to add. I'm going to add a drop of brick, and I have a link down below to all the materials I'm using. So I think I found a pretty good color. I don't think it's ever going to be as dark as like my candle color, but it's pretty good. I think goat milk, it just absorbs a lot of color since it's just pure white. That's okay, this will look more like a natural soap. Now I'm going to add my fragrance oil. I've got my fragrance oil all mixed in. I'm going to try my best to get it in the center of the mold. So I'm going to pour about 1.5 inches, I would say, of soap base and then wait for it to solidify a little bit. Add my star and then fill it to the top. I'm going to spritz the top with some rubbing alcohol and just let that solidify a little bit. So my soap has solidified a little bit and I think I can place my star. I'm going to pour the rest of my soap on the top. I'm going to spritz the top with alcohol. And I will be right back tomorrow to unmold it with you guys. Okay, so I am back the next day. I let my soap sit overnight. And it's time to unmold it. Can't really see the stars quite yet. I'm going to cut the ends off. So I'm gonna go down the soap and just mark out 1-inch bars. So I got my soap completely cut up. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but it still looks cute. I think I might have poured the soap in there too hot, but they still smell great. If you guys want to check these out, I have a link at the top of the description to my website. And I've got candles and wax melts over there as well, and my new jelly wax melts if you guys want to check that out. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.